Hey guys, what's up? So I just beat Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, and my thoughts on the game are just wow. I mean, I'm a huge Uncharted fan. I bought a PS3 because of the first Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, and it did not, it didn't like ever, for me, it didn't ever like leave me hanging on something. It was something that was just had a great storyline. Something that wrapped up nicely. You know, it was an epic single player campaign. And it was definitely something that told a good story. All right, the first Uncharted, and the second one came out. You know, the first one a lot of people didn't know about because it kind of got thrown under the rug. It was one of those just 8-hour campaign games only. It didn't have multiplayer. And then Uncharted 2 came out, winning Game of the Year, and then that just blew everyone's mind away. You know, everyone's like, "What is this?" You know, and Uncharted 2 had like out of all the games I played, Uncharted 2 has the best campaign in my opinion. At that point, now with Uncharted 3, you know, a lot of potential here. It's very hard for, it's very hard to top just about a perfect game. Okay, Uncharted 2 was more or less a perfect game. Epic campaign, it was like 8 to 10 hours, you know, a good length. Um, it had really addicting multiplayer. The graphics were the best on the system at the time, and it's just hard to top that. I mean, I don't know how Naughty Dog did it, but they topped it in every single way. The campaign for Uncharted 3 is definitely just as addicting, in my opinion. Um, it's just as action-packed. Although I wouldn't say with Uncharted 2 it was kind of different because with Uncharted 2 it was like explosions all the time. This is a different pace. It pretty much says it pretty much goes away from the all hectic action that the second game had, and then it kind of just it's kind of cool because they had like this cutscene, epic moment, and then it kind of slows down a bit, and then it gets right up to the action again, and it was really cool. So yeah, it was had great pacing. It had a lot more puzzles this time around than Uncharted 2, and the first Uncharted. I think this had the most puzzles around, but they weren't that hard. Um, they're kind of fun to solve, you know, and they didn't take that much time, but they're positioned really well within the game. Graphics are insane, excellent graphics. Probably the best looking. I gotta say, this is probably the best looking game I've ever seen. It tops like Crisis on Max. It tops. It pretty much just about tops Battlefield 3 almost. Um, if I haven't seen Battlefield 3 like actually on Max other than on the internet. If I actually saw it up close, then maybe. But they redesigned all the characters and stuff, and at first I was like, well, everyone looks kind of different, but you kind of get used to it, and then you realize, oh, they look kind of better and more realistic, and that's good. The gameplay, they kind of it's better in a way. What they did is they improved the melee. The melee's outstanding. Um, it's much more interactive than before. When when Drake's taking out like an enemy, he'll like sometimes smash their head on the wall that's nearby, or pick up like a bottle and just hit them in the face, and that's really awesome. But uh, you know, it kind of, you just have to use the melee wisely. You can't just punch everyone through the game, and then people will, you know, still shoot you. But it was pretty cool countering all the enemies' moves and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it. Campaign was amazing. Um, Definitely worth my time. It took me about. I'm also watching the. I'm doing this as I'm watching the credits, but it took me about 10 to 12 hours, I would say. I'm not sure, 10 to 12 hours, which is pretty good. You know, it's about the same length as Uncharted 2. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun. There was a lot. The thing with Uncharted games is once you're done with the campaign, you really feel like you got like an epic moment. You know, you really feel like what you what you just sank your money into really did pay off, and that's what I really like about the Uncharted games is because they just get you all pumped up and into the action and stuff. And once you're done with them, it just puts a smile on your face because it's just like watching a really good movie that has like an excellent ending. This is much more different as far as the other Uncharted games. This one's what I really liked is the villain. Um, Catherine Marlowe, the old lady. I mean, a lot. They're. I don't want to kind of how in a way to say this without spoiling. she's a very the way you don't really like fight her kind of, but she really gets into your head and she starts messing around. Like she really starts, you know, confusing you, and you're just like, ugh. This is much more, as far as all the Uncharted games, this one's a much more superstitious one. All right, this one really deals with like, okay, crazy stuff's happening and blah 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 blah. So overall, Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, excellent, excellent, excellent campaign. I've been playing the multiplayer from Subway, but I haven't actually tested out the full retail multiplayer, so maybe I'll give my thoughts on that. But as far as the campaign, epic single-player campaign. I have to say, out of all the games I played, this one tops it. Again. I'm not just saying that because I'm an Uncharted fan, but if you haven't picked this game up yet, go pick it up right now, alright? Because you honestly, you do not want to wait for this. I'm telling you, you do not want to wait for this. This is a campaign that's really, really epic, and that's different from the other Uncharted games, alright? This is my favorite game so far this year. I'm voting for this on Game of the Year. Unless Elder Scrolls Skyrim, you know, unless Skyrim or Assassin's Creed Revelations top this, we'll see, alright? But epic game. Alright, I'd give it. It's just, I'll give it like a 10. I'll give it a perfect score. Fine, I'll give it a perfect score. It really is. It really is a good game. So check it out. I'm gonna go play multiplayer probably later. Probably tomorrow I'll play multiplayer. And then I'll also have some more other footage of that. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing multiplayer, and we'll just go on from there, right, guys? So thanks.